Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us for our 2:30 streaming show. I'm Jamie French.
And I'm Robinson Miles. Now, as we've been doing, of course, Jamie and I will be here to just give you a few minutes of the biggest headlines of the day before we hand things off to Jeff for a closer look at our weather. So you only have to deal with us for a couple minutes here. Now, of course, what we're going to be talking about today is the developing situation that started this weekend. Evansville Police Department just held a news conference addressing the officer-involved shooting from over the weekend. Now, that's where a man was shot and killed by an EPD officer Saturday night.
Yeah, the coroner has now identified that man as 58-year-old Everett Nunn. So they held a press conference today to give us some more insight into what happened that night. Police showed officer body cam video of that whole scene. Police say there was a hang-up call to 911 initially. When dispatch got reconnected with the call, that caller said that her husband and her son were about to fight.
Now, police say once officers arrived on the scene, they heard someone saying there was a gun in the home. Now, officers say a black object in Nunn's hand, which was later discovered to be a marijuana smoking device made to look like a firearm. Now, police on scene gave Nunn commands to drop it multiple times before shots were fired. Officers described a chaotic scene following that, saying they put 2 people in custody. Now, police said today that the officer involved in the shooting has been with EPD for 4 years and was employed with the Vanderburgh County Sheriff's Office for 2 years before that. Now, he's been placed on paid administrative leave during the investigation by the department, and we will give you a closer look at that body cam footage a little bit later tonight on 14 News.
Now, meanwhile, family and friends of Everett Nunn met at EPD headquarters to protest today. Those with his family were allowed to watch that body cam video before the press conference happened today, and they say Nunn was murdered. Now, they claim Nunn did not have a weapon, and he was not given time to drop what he had in his hand before shots were fired. Those in his family say Nunn was a pillar in the community, often taking in children off the streets into his barber shop.
Now, they say he would often be a source of safety for those in need. It would always try to lift people's spirits. Now, in addition to the protest, there will be a candlelight service outside his home on Louisiana Street tonight at 6. Now, as you mentioned, of course, this is still a developing situation, and so we do have reporters dedicated to this today. We're learning more all the time, of course, processing that same body camera footage we mentioned earlier. So be sure to visit us again later this evening with a more in-depth look at this story, as well as all the other things happening around the tri-state.
Yep, absolutely. All right, that'll wrap things up for your news portion, but do not go anywhere. Jeff Lyons will be right back with your 14 First Alert forecast.
All right, and continuing now with the weather, of course, we've had a gloomy start to the week here after a gloomy weekend full of fog. And as we look ahead here, let me get over on my computer so we can do that for you. We're going to check out what's on the way here, and I'm not going to make you wait a minute either. We'll go right to it. So we have cloudy skies over the tri-state. Rain will be moving back in later tonight. And then we have a dry but chilly Thanksgiving, high temperatures in the 40s. And then more rain possible by the coming weekend. Right now we're at 53 out there, and we have no rain on the radar at the moment. But if we zoom that radar out just a little bit, you're going to see some showers and a few thunderstorms down here to the southwest. Those will be moving our way later tonight. And yes, we may hear some thunder, although the severe weather risk is well to our south. So no severe weather, but some rumbles of thunder as that temperature climbs to near 60 tomorrow afternoon. And that'll be the warmest day as we then drop off there for Thanksgiving. Here's overnight at 2 a.m. You see those showers moving across, and they will be lingering through the morning commute then on Tuesday, followed up by a cloudy day. A little fog possible, although our latest fog modeling here is primarily overnight into the very early morning hours on Tuesday. The culprit here is low pressure. It'll be moving up the Ohio River Valley. After it comes through, we have a secondary cold front that'll invigorate that cold air, northwesterly winds, and that'll drive temperatures down all the way into the lower 20s by the end of the week. Here's the hour-by-hour forecast. You see overnight, heaviest rainfall possible. We get into 6 a.m. with rain beginning to move to the east, and then by midday, just cloudy out there, maybe a few lingering showers, but beyond that, it's pretty quiet, pretty smooth ride then for the remainder of the week. And of course, it's a holiday week with Thanksgiving on Thursday here. We have 41 degrees for the high then, and then by Friday, Saturday, Sunday, slightly cooler. Temperatures are going to stay in the 40s with more rain likely as we get into Saturday and Sunday. I'll have the full forecast for you today on 14 News at 4, 5, and 6. Have a great afternoon.